Amarakita Hamduran Mahanseta,
Director of Quality Assurance, Venerable Professor Vauve Amarakita Thero,
Sri Lanka Buddha Pali Vishavidyalaya Pustakalaye Adhikari Acharya W.W. Lalit Mehtutumanta,
Librarian Dr. W.W. K. Lalit,
Sri Lanka Buddha Pali Vishavidyalaya Vartaman Lekadhikari Gunasena Mehtutumanta,
Registrar of Buddhist and Pali University, Mr. E.A. Gunasena,
අද දින පැවැත්වෙන දෙවනි වරට පැවැත්වෙන මෙම ජාත්‍යන්තර සමුළුවේ සභාපතිත්වය උසුලන ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ සංස්කෘත අධ්‍යනාංශය අංශාධිපති ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ කතිකාචාර්ය රාජකීය පඬිතුක මාවතගම පේමානන්ද හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට
Conference Chair, Senior Lecturer, Venerable Dr. මාවතගම පේමානන්ද තෙරෝ,
මෙම සමුළුවේ ලේකම් ධූරය දරන කතිකාචාර්ය සුපුන් කළුආරච්චි මැතිතුමන්ට ඉතා ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා මෙම අසුන්වල අසුන් ගන්න හැටියට.
Conference Secretary, Lecturer Mr. Supun Kaluarachi, we cordially invite you to sit on the stage.
න්‍යායපත්‍රානුකූලව අපි ඊළඟ අංගය සඳහා ප්‍රවිෂ්ඨ වීමට කැමැති ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ වර්තමාන වැඩබලන මහෝපාධ්‍යයන් වහන්සේ අති ගෞරවාර්හ නෙළුවේ සුමනවංශ හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට ඉතාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා මෙම වේදිකා මස්තකයේ වැඩ සිටින බුද්ධ ප්‍රතිමා වහන්සේට මල් පූජා කරමින් මෙම උත්සව සභාවේ කටයුතු ආරම්භ කරන හැටියට
We extend a respectful invitation to the most venerable Vice Chancellor of Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka, Venerable Professor Nelue Sumanavansha Thero, to graciously offer flowers to the Buddha and receive blessings from the Noble Triple Gem, signifying our collective wish.
අතලොස්සක් වූ බෞද්ධ විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අතර ප්‍රමුඛ බෞද්ධ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක් ලෙස සැලකෙන ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට වසර 40කට අධික ඉතිහාසයක් උරුමයි. එම ඉතිහාසය තව දුරටත් ඉතිහාසයට එකතු වන සම්දිස්ථානයක් ලෙස මෙම ජාත්‍යන්තර සම්මන්ත්‍රණය හඳුන්වා දිය හැකියි. අද දවසේ මෙම සම්මන්ත්‍රණය ආගමික වතාවත් වලට ගරු කරමින් ඉදිරියට පවත්වාගෙන යාම සඳහා තිසරණ සහිත පංචශීලයේ මෙම පිරිස පිහිටුවීමට මම ඉතාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා. අද දින මෙම සමුළුවේ සභාපතිත්වය උසුලන ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ සංස්කෘත අධ්‍යනාංශයේ අංශාධිපති රාජකීය පඬිත ආචාර්ය ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ කතිකාචාර්ය මාවතගම පේමානන්ද හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට
We respectfully invite the conference chair, Venerable Dr. Mavathagama Pemananda Thero, to 5 precepts.
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi Dutiyaṃ pi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi Dutiyaṃ pi Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi Dutiyaṃ pi Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi Tatiyaṃ pi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi Tatiyaṃ pi Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi Tatiyaṃ pi Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi Pāṇā අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි මුදාවාදා වේරමණී සුරාමේරය මජ්ජ පමාදට්ඨානා
නිර්මාතෘ ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ දෙවන වරටයි මෙම සමුළුව පවත්වන්නේ 2023 වර්ෂයේ ආරම්භ කර සමුළුව පශ්චාත්තුපාදී අධ්‍යයන පීඨයේ වර්තමාන පීඨාධිපති මහාචාර්ය පූජ්‍ය මොරගොල්ලන්ගේ උපරතන හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ ඔබ වහන්සේටයි මේ ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනය මෙම සමුළුවේ ආරමුණ පැහැදිලි කිරීම සහ අද දවසේ සම්බන්ධ වන සම්භවනීය අමුත්තන් පිළිගැනීම.
This respectful invitation is extended to the Dean of the Faculty of Graduate Studies, Venerable Professor Morogolagam Uparatana Thero, to welcome the distinguished gathering and to explain the objectives of the conference and its significance.
Very good morning to all of you. Most Venerable Vice Chancellor and members of the Mahasangha, distinguished guests, paper presenters, scholars and participants. It is a great pleasure for me giving this valuable opportunity, and first of all I must thanks to the organizing committee of ICPIR 2024. In this occasion, my duty is to introduce the significance of this event and to welcome all the dignitaries and participants in the conference. The Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka started in the year 1982. Since then, the Postgraduate Institute was operational and it was established as a faculty of graduate studies in the year 2019. ICPIR International Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research started in 2023 by the Faculty of Graduate Studies, and this year we hold it for the second time. The Faculty of Graduate Studies of BPUSL welcomes numerous local and foreign postgraduate students each year, aiming to provide a platform for them to share their current and prospective researches. I would like to mention that over the 42 years, the Buddhist and Pali University has continually made effort to produce highly qualified scholars to meet the current demands, and they engage in the Buddhist missionary works as well as various academic activities around the world. From the year 2024, with the aim of increasing the quality of postgraduate researchers, it is mandatory for all the postgraduate researchers in the Faculty of Graduate Studies to have presented at least one research paper in the national or international conference as a prerequisite for completing the degrees. This conference is organized with the aim of creating a platform for all the postgraduate researchers to present their research papers as well as their valuable findings. I am pleased to announce that the International Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research, organized for the second time, and it encompasses not only Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist culture and Pali, but also Sanskrit, archaeology, linguistics, education, English, Tamil and other foreign languages like Hindi, Chinese, Japanese, Korean and French are included, adding to the richness and diversity of the conference. Further, I would like to mention that unlike the first conference, the presentation of research papers in this year is not limited not only for postgraduate research students, but also it is open to all those engaged in the field of higher education. Therefore, I take pride in the fact that, not like our first international research conference, this time it has gained considerable acclaim and has become popular among nearly all the higher educational institutions, not only in Sri Lanka, but also in foreign countries. This widespread recognition has paved the way for a highly successful research conference with contribution from hundreds of authors who have submitted abstracts. This conference has especially undertaken for the benefit of postgraduate students of the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka, and I sincerely express that they have seized this invaluable opportunity than our first conference. Our aim of organizing this international conference is to encourage them to present their research work at ICPIR annually, thereby enhancing their research and presentation skills. We continue this every year with the aim of establishing this conference as a distinguished hallmark in the academic community. Now I would like to welcome all our distinguished guests. First of all, I respectfully welcome Most Venerable Professor Nelwe Sumanawansa Nayaka Thera, the Venerable Vice Chancellor of Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka. And we respectfully invited Most Venerable Professor Emeritus Kuala Lumpur Dhammajyoti Thera as our keynote speaker. He kindly accepted our invitation. Bhante, I am very happy your presence here as you are one of my teachers in the Postgraduate Institute of Buddhist and Pali and Buddhist Studies in the University of Kelaniya as well as in the University of Hong Kong. I respectfully welcome you, Bhante. In this occasion, I respectfully welcome all the members of the Mahasangha who are participating here. So we invited as our guest of honor the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, His Excellency Satosh Jha. He is not on the dais, but he will come to our university immediately because we know he is a very busy person these days. Whether he has a tight schedule, we honored and happy to welcome our guest of honor in this occasion. And we invited as our guest, special guest, Professor Ankura Datn, the director of ICCR, as our, and I welcome you, sir, this occasion. Now, next I would like to welcome the senior lecturer Baragama Sadananda Thera, acting Dean of the Faculty of Buddhist Studies, and Dr. K.G. Swarnanda Gamage, Dean of the Faculty of Language Studies, Chairman of ICPIR 2024, Senior Lecturer Venerable Dr. Mawatagam Pemananda Thera, Secretary of ICPIR 2024, Mr. Supun Kaluarachi, Director of Quality Assurance Unit, Professor Wave Dhammarakita Thera, the Librarian Dr. W.W.K. Lalit, the Registrar Mr. E. Gunasena, and all the members of academic staff, head of the departments, senior professors, associate professors, senior lecturers, temporary lecturers, and our visiting staff, the senior assistant registrar of Faculty of Graduate Studies and Center for External Examinations, Venerable Bogame Dhirananda Thera, and all the other officials and members of the non-academic staff, chairpersons, co-chairs, and moderators, and all the committee members, and all the paper presenters, especially from India, Korea, China, and Singapore, and our distinguished scholars, and all the participants. I welcome all the participants in this occasion, and if there is any, I think that there are media fellows also, I welcome you all. And if I forget in this occasion to welcome or mention anyone else, I kindly request you to apologize to me. Finally, I sincerely wish that ICPIR achieves increasing success in the years come to. Wishing you a great day. I wind up my speech. Thank you very much. May the Triple Gem bless you.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ පශ්චාත් උපාධි අධ්‍යයන පීඨයේ පීඨාධිපති ගෞරවනීය මහාචාර්ය මොරගොල්ලගම උපරතන හඳුරන වහන්සේ මෙම සමුලේ අරමුණ පැහැදිලි කිරීම සහ පිරිස පිළිගැනීමයි සිදුවේ. උන්වහන්සේට අපේ ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය හිමි වෙනවා. න්‍යාය පත්‍රයට අනුකූලව ඊළඟට විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ පිළිබඳව කෙටි වීඩියෝ පටයක් ඔබ හමුවට ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා ඇති. ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට සාපේක්ෂව දීර්ඝ ඉතිහාසයක් හිමි. ඒ දශක 4කට අධිකයි. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ බෞද්ධ විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අතර මම කල්පනා කරන්නේ නැහැ වෙනත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක් පවතිනවා කියලා මෙතරම් දීර්ඝ ඉතිහාසයක් හිමි. මේ දීර්ඝ ඉතිහාසය තුල අත්පත් කරගත් දෑ සහ ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ඉතිහාසය පිළිබඳව කෙරෙන ඉතා කෙටි වීඩියෝ පටය ඔබට නැරඹීමට දැන් අවස්ථාව.
Respected audience, I kindly request your attention for a special video presentation. Within its frames, you will witness the remarkable achievements of the Faculty of Graduate Studies of the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka.
Founded in 1981, the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka stands with a noble vision to be the foremost and best Buddhist university in the world. Guided by its mission to produce erudite Dhammaduttas, missionaries of the Dhamma, and scholars, the university is committed to fostering individuals disciplined through mastery of the Buddha Dhamma, the Pali language, and allied subjects. These accomplished individuals are equipped with various skills to promote and uphold the Buddha's teachings both in Sri Lanka and across the globe. The Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka comprises 3 distinct faculties: the Faculty of Buddhist Studies, the Faculty of Language Studies, and the Faculty of Graduate Studies. The university also inherits a valuable library with thousands of rare and significant books and offers exceptional foreign language teaching facilities, enhancing its reputation on a global scale. A significant milestone in its journey is the initiation of the International Conference on Interdisciplinary Research in 2023, now an outstanding annual tradition.
Buddhist and Pali University was established in 1981 with the commitment of Reverend Professor Valparaiso to promote Buddhist studies and Pali language in Sri Lanka and foreign countries. This annual conference, organized by the Faculty of Postgraduate Studies, is a very important event in promoting Buddhist and Pali University vision and mission. My heartfelt congratulations for the hard-working organizing committee and the Dean of Faculty of Postgraduate Studies, Conference Chair and Secretary.
Organized by the Faculty of Graduate Studies, this conference provides a vital platform for presenting groundbreaking research in the field of humanities.
I, the Dean of the Faculty of Buddhist Studies, would like to wish all the good luck for the annual ICPIR Research Conference 2024 organized by Faculty of Postgraduate Studies. This international conference gives an opportunity to up-and-coming researchers to showcase their research skills. I wish them good luck.
With the profound aim of disseminating the Buddha's teachings, this conference focuses on a wide array of disciplines, including Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist culture, Pali, Sanskrit, Sinhala, archaeology, English, Tamil, Hindi, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and French language studies, education, pedagogy, and linguistics.
We are the Faculty of Language Studies. In the Faculty of Language Studies, we have 6 departments. The Department of Pali, Department of Sanskrit, Department of Sinhala, Department of English, Department of Language Skills, and Department of English Language Skills. The annual ICPIR International Research Conference 2004 is well organized by Faculty of Postgraduate Studies. This is the second conference we are organizing this. Among all the events we organize annually, this ICPIR International Research Conference also a special place in Buddhist and Pali University annual calendar. Like the last time, this time too we have very hard-working organizing team who have put their heart and soul into making this event a great success. While appreciating their commitment, I wish them all the good luck.
It serves as an invaluable platform not only for local scholars but also for international researchers eager to share their insights and contribute to the global understanding of these critical fields.
Namo Buddhaya. As the Dean of the Faculty of Religious Studies, it is a great pleasure to issue a message for the second ICPIR International Research Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research organized by the Faculty of Religious Studies. Last year, we had the inaugural ICPIR conference, which marked a great success. Like the last year, this year too, we have a very hard-working committed organizing team. This is a very good opportunity for the postgraduate students for whom research papers presentation is a must. Therefore, please take this rare opportunity to showcase your research skills. I wish everybody all the best of luck. Sate Satna Bhavantu Sukitatta. May all beings be well and happy. Thank you very much.
Through this prestigious conference, the university gains worldwide recognition, propelling it closer to achieving its vision of becoming the foremost and best Buddhist university in the world.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය සහ මෙම සමුළුව පිළිබඳව එම කෙටි වීඩියෝ පටය ප්‍රදර්ශනය කළේ. න්‍යාය පත්‍රානුකූලව මීළඟට ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ වර්තමාන වැඩබලන ගෞරවනීය මහෝපාධ්‍යයන් වහන්සේගේ දේශනයයි පැවැත්වෙන්නේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ඉතිහාසයේ මෙම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය සුරක්ෂිත කර ඉදිරියට පවත්වාගෙන යාම සඳහා මූලික වගකීම හැම මොහොතකම දැරුවේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ඒ මොහොතේ බාරකරු හැටියට කටයුතු කරන ගෞරවනීය මහෝපාධ්‍යයන් වහන්සේලා පසුගිය වසර කිහිපය පුරාවට ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ වැඩබලන මහෝපාධ්‍යාය ධූරිය දරන මහාචාර්ය නිලුවේ සුමන වංශ ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට මේ ආරාධනය මෙම පිරිස ආමන්ත්‍රණය කරන හැටියට.
The leadership and dedication to academic excellence by the most venerable Vice Chancellor of the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka have played a pivotal role in shaping our university into a beacon of knowledge and innovation. It is with great honor and privilege that I extend a heartfelt invitation to our Venerable Vice Chancellor to grace this conference with his words.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ අද පැවැත්වෙන මේ අන්තර්ජාතික සමුළුවේ ප්‍රමුඛ දේශනීය පැවැත්වීම සඳහා විශ්‍රාමික මහාචාර්ය කුවාලාලම්පූර් ධම්මජෝති ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේගේ අවසර ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ බෞද්ධ අධ්‍යයන පීඨාධිපති මහන්සේ භාෂා අධ්‍යයන පීඨාධිපතිතුමනි ආචාර්ය මණ්ඩලයේ මහාචාර්ය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේලා ඒ වගේම ආචාර්ය ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලා ඇතුළු ඒ වගේම අපේ ආචාර්ය මණ්ඩලයේ ගිහි පිරිස හැටියට කටයුතු කරන මහාචාර්යතුමියන්ලා ප්‍රධාන සම්භාවනීය විද්වතුනි මේ අවස්ථාවට සම්බන්ධව සිටින විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ලේකාධිකාරීතුමන් මුල්‍යාධිකාරීතුමන් ඒ වගේම ස්වාමී විවේකානන්ද මධ්‍යස්ථානයෙන් සම්බන්ධ වන අන්කුමාර් මෛතුමා ඇතුළු විද්වතුනි ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට සුවිශේෂ දවසක් අද දවස ඊට හේතුව මෙම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ පශ්චාත් උපාධි අධ්‍යයන පීඨය හා බාහිර විභාග මධ්‍යස්ථානයෙන් සංවිධානය කරන අන්තර්ජාතික සමුළුවටයි අපි සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ පශ්චාත් උපාධිධාරීන්ගේ ඉදිරි කටයුතු පිළිබඳව මඟ පෙන්වීමේ අපේක්ෂාව ඇතුව මේ සමුළුව පහුගිය වර්ෂයේ පැවැත්වුවා. මේ වර්ෂයේ පසුගිය වර්ෂයේ අත්දැකීම් සමග වඩාත් උත්කර්ෂවත් විදියට පැවැත්වීමට කටයුතු සංවිධානය කිරීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් මෙම අන්තර්ජාතික සමුළුවේ සභාපති ඉදිරියේ දරමින් කටයුතු කරන මාවතගම් ප්‍රේමානන්ද ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේටත් ඒ වගේම ලේකම් හැටියට කටයුතු කරන සුපුන් කළුආරච්චි මහතුමාටත් අපේ ආශිර්වාදය හෘදයාංගමව ප්‍රකාශ කරන්නට ඕන. ඒ වගේම මේ කටයුතු සංවිධානය කරගන්න සහාය ලබා දුන්නු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ සියලු අංශාධිපතීන් වහන්සේලාට අංශාධිපතිතුමියන්ලට ඒ වගේම ආචාර්ය මණ්ඩලයේ හැමදෙනාටමත් අනධ්‍යයන කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයේ හැමදෙනාටමත් අපේ ප්‍රසාදයත් ආශිර්වාදයත් පළ කරන්නට ඕන. ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය මේ රටේ පවතින සෙසු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයන්ගෙන් අනන්‍ය වූ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක්. ඊට හේතුව අනිකුත් සියලුම විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ප්‍රතිපාදන කොමිසම යටතේ තමයි ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශය යටතේ තමයි ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ. මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ආරම්භකයන්න් වහන්සේ මහාචාර්ය වල්පොළ රාහුල ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ උන්වහන්සේ මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය පිළිබඳව කෙටුම්පත් සකස් කරන වෙලාවේ බෞද්ධ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය කියලා තමයි නම තබලා තිබුණේ. නමුත් ඒකල අපේ රටේ ජනාධිපතිවරයා හැටියට කටයුතු කරපු ජයවර්ධන මහතුමා උන්වහන්සේට මතක් කරලා තිබෙනවා පාලි භාෂාව වෙනුවෙන් ශ්‍රී ලංකාව තරම් සේවාවක් කළ වෙන රටක් ඇත්තේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය යනුවෙන් මේක නම් කිරීම තමයි වඩාත් උචිත කියලා. ඒ අනුව තමයි ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ආරම්භ වන්නේ. මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ අරමුණු පරමාර්ථ දිහා බැලුවට පස්සේ සෙසු විශ්වවිද්‍යාල වලට වඩා බුදුදහම පිළිබඳව පාලි භාෂාව පිළිබඳව දැඩි උනන්දුවක් යොමු කරලා තිබෙන බවක් පේනවා. අපේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ආදර්ශ පාඨය ධම්මචක්කම් පවත්තේතු. ධම්මචක්කම් පවත්තේතු. මේ සියලු ප්‍රයත්නයන් දරන්නේ වෙන කිසිවක් සඳහා නෙවෙයි. බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ධර්මය ලෝකයාට පැහැදිලි කරලා දෙන්න. ලෝකයේ ඉදිරියේ බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ දර්ශනය සහ බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ පැහැදිලි කිරීම ප්‍රකාශ කිරීම තමයි හඳුන්වා දීම තමයි අපේ ආදර්ශ පාඨය බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා මේ සියලු සම්මන්ත්‍රණ අපි පවත්වන්නේ මේ ආදර්ශ පාඨය පෙරමුණේ තබාගෙන ධර්ම චක්‍රය ප්‍රවර්ධනය කිරීමේ අභිලාෂය ඇතිව මම හිතන්නේ ඊට වැඩිය උතුම් සේවාවක් මානව සමාජය වෙනුවෙන් කරන්න ඇත්තේ නැහැ. ධර්ම චක්‍ර ප්‍රවර්තනය තමයි මේ ලෝකේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ දේශනා කළා තියෙන්නේ අත්තාය හිතාය සුඛාය දේව මනුස්සාන. අනිසේරම අපි දේවල් කරන්නේ මිනිසුන්ට යහපත පිණිස පමණයි. මේ ධර්මයේ ප්‍රවර්ධනය කරන්නේ ප්‍රචාරය කරන්නේ පතුරුව හරින්නේ දේව මනුස්සාන දෙවියන්ටත් මිනිසුන්ටත් කියන මේ දෙගොල්ලන්ටම හිතසුව සලසා දීමේ උතුම් පරමාර්ථය ඇතුළු. සත්‍යතරම් වැදගත් ඉලක්කයක් තියාගෙන කතරම් වැදගත් ආදර්ශ පාඨයක් තියාගෙන ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ක්‍රියාත්මක වනවාද කියලා මේ හැමදෙනාගේම අවධානය අපි යොමු කරනවා. ඒ වගේම අපි මේ සියලු පාඨමාලා අභ්‍යන්තර බාහිර ඒ වගේම අභ්‍යන්තර උපාධි පශ්චාත් උපාධි මේ සියල්ලෙන්ම අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වන්නේ බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ධර්මයේ ලෝකයට කියා දෙන්න පුළුවන් ධර්ම විනයදර ශික්ෂාකාමී ධර්ම දූත පිරිසක් බිහි කිරීම. අපේ ප්‍රධාන අරමුණ තමයි ධර්ම දූත සේවාව ව්‍යාප්ත කිරීම, ධර්ම දූත පිරිසක් බිහි කිරීම. පාලි උගන්වන්නේ, සංස්කෘත උගන්වන්නේ, හින්දි උගන්වන්නේ, ඒ වගේ භාෂා හයක් අපි උගන්වනවා. තවත් විවිධ ක්ෂේත්‍ර උගන්වනවා. සියල්ලම උගන්වන්නේ සියල්ලම පාඨමාලාවකට පත් කරලා තියෙන්නේ මේ හොඳ ධර්ම දූත පිරිසක් ලෝකයට බිහි කිරීමට. අපේ මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ අධ්‍යාපනය ලබන පාඨමාලා හදාරන අභ්‍යන්තර උපාධි සහ පශ්චාත් උපාධි අපේක්ෂකයන්ගේ ඉලක්කය බවට පත් වෙන්න ඕනේ හොඳ ධර්ම දූත පිරිසක් බවට, ධර්ම දූතයන් වහන්සේලා පිරිසක් බවට පත් වීම. ඒ මොකටද? ධම්මචක්කම් පවත්තේතු. ධර්ම චක්‍රය ප්‍රවර්තනය කරන්න නම් පවත්වන්න නම් හොඳ ධර්ම දූත පිරිසක් බවට පත් වෙන්න ඕන. නිකම්ම ධර්ම දූත පිරිසකට බෑ ඒක කරන්න. ත්‍රිපිටකය බුද්ධ වචනය හොඳට දැනගත්ත ටීකා අටුවා සහිතව මේවා හදාරපු උගතුන්ට තමයි පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ ධර්ම චක්‍රය නිවැරදිව පවත්වගෙන යන්න සහ ධර්ම දූත සේවාවේ යෙදෙන්න. ගිහි උදවියට අපි ආරාධනා කරන්නේ ඒ වගේම ගිහි ළමයින්ට අපි අපේ පාඨමාලා හදාරන්න අවකාශ ලබා දෙන්න තියෙන්නේ ලෝකයට හොඳ මේ බුද්ධ ධර්මයෙන් විෂදවන ජීවන දර්ශනය කියා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. බුද්ධ ධර්මයේ ලෝකයට කියා දෙන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ ශාස්ත්‍රධරයෝ පිරිසක් බිහි කරන්න තමයි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ගිහි ළමයින්ගෙන් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ශාස්ත්‍රධරයන් පිරිසක් බවට පත් කිරීම බුද්ධ ධර්මයෙන් විෂදවන ජීවන දර්ශනය පැහැදිලි කරලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. බුද්ධ ධර්මයෙන් තරම් වටිනා ජීවන දර්ශනයක් මේ ලෝකේ වෙන කිසිදු දර්ශනයකින් පැහැදිලි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා ඒ ජීවන දර්ශනය අපේ රටට වගේම විදේශ රටවල් වලටත් කියා දෙන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ ශාස්ත්‍රධර පිරිසක් බිහි කිරීම තමයි අපේ අරමුණ බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ අරමුණු සාක්ෂාත් කරගන්න, ඒ අරමුණු කරා යන්න තමයි මේ පශ්චාත් උපාධි අධ්‍යයන පීඨයෙන් ඒ වගේම බාහිර විභාග මධ්‍යස්ථානයෙන් මේ අන්තර්ජාතික සමුළුව මේ විදියට පැවැත්වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් පරිශ්‍රණ පිළිබඳව අපි යමක් කියන්න ඕන නැහැ. ඒ පිළිබඳව අධ්‍යයන ලබන අය බුදුදහමේ තරම් පරිශ්‍රණ මාතෘකා මම හිතන්නේ වෙන කිසිදු දර්ශනයක නැහැ කියලා. හැම සූත්‍රයක්ම විනය පිටකයේ හැම කාරණයක්ම අභිධර්ම පිටකයේ හැම කාරණයක් හැම එකක්ම පරිශ්‍රණ මාතෘකා තමයි. හැම එකක්ම පරිශ්‍රණ මාතෘකා. ඒකින් දක්වන්න පුළුවන් පරිශ්‍රණය තමයි අපි මේ කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ ආර්ය පරිශ්‍රණයක්. ඉතින් ඒ සඳහා උනන්දු වෙන කැපවීම කරන හැමදෙනාටම අපේ ආශිර්වාදය පළ කරමින් මේ අවස්ථාවට සම්බන්ධ වෙන හැමදෙනාටම අපේ ආශිර්වාදය පළ කරමින් තුනුරුවන්ගේ ආශිර්වාද ඔබ හැමදෙනාටම ලැබේවායි ආශංසනය කරමින් මගේ අනුශාසනය සමාප්ත කරනවා. තෙරුවන් සරණයි හැමදෙනාටම.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. So, in his speech, our Vice Chancellor thanked all the scholars who supported this event, and he reminded the objective of our university and wished good for the university's future. So, let's move to the next event. It is now my great pleasure to invite the conference chair, head of the Department of Sanskrit, Senior Lecturer Venerable Dr. Mavathagama Pemananda Thero, to introduce our highly anticipated keynote speaker to this scholarly gathering.
මෙම සමුළුවේ මුඛ්‍ය දේශනයේ පැවැත්වීම සඳහා ආරාධනය ලැබූ ගෞරවනීය ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ හඳුන්වා දීම සඳහා ඉතා ගෞරවයෙන් අපි ආරාධනා කරනවා මෙම සමුළුවේ සභාපතිත්වයේ උසුලන රාජකීය පඬිත ආචාර්ය මාවතගම පේමානන්ද හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට.
Very good morning, everyone. Venerable members of Mahasangha, Venerable Vice Chancellor, Deans, Heads, distinguished dignitaries, professors, senior lecturers, academic staff, non-academic staff, dear students and Dhamma friends. It brings me great pleasure to have such a memorable opportunity to share a few words with you in terms of introducing today's guest speaker, an eminent genius, venerable scholar at this prestigious outstanding occasion. Before that, I am very happy to welcome you to the International Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research ICPR 2024, hosted by the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka. Well, now I would like to start my talk like this. Vidvatvancha nupatvancha naiva tulyam kadachana swadeshe pujyate raja vidwan sarvatra pujyate. Scholarship and kinship cannot be compared. King is honored only in his own territory, but the learned is honored everywhere in the world. Today, we have the privilege of being in the presence of such a true visionary and leader in the field of Buddhist studies, whose wisdom and scholarship extend far beyond borders, so that whom is mostly venerated by global academicians. He is none other than Emeritus Professor, Venerable Dr. Kuala Lumpur Dhammajoti Mahathera. Since the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka was established with the mission to propagate Theravada Buddhism, it shares profound connection with Venerable Professor Dhammajoti's work and dedication to this tradition. Venerable Professor Kuala Lumpur Dhammajoti, born in Malaysia and living in Sri Lanka for a long period as a Theravada Buddhist monk, who completed his postgraduate studies and achieved MA and PhD degrees from the Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies in University of California. He is one of the leading scholars today, especially on Sarvastivada Abhidharma. As mentioned in Sanskrit didactic teachings, Phalanu Meya Prarambha, one's capacity and accomplishment should be measured solely through one's outcomes. Accordingly, our Venerable is well known to the world of Buddhist scholarship due to his remarkable contributions that play a significant role for the enhancement of quality of the Buddhist studies. Some of his masterpieces are Sarvastivada Abhidharma, the Chinese version of the Dhammapada, Entrance into the Supreme Doctrine, Abhidhamma Doctrines and Controversies on Perception. He is also the founding editor of the annual academic journal, Journal of Buddhist Studies, by the Center for Buddhist Studies, Sri Lanka, and has published more than 11 volumes, being its chief editor. He has also published more than 50 research articles on various themes in Buddhist studies, especially including Abhidhamma, in scholarly reputed journals in the modern world. Some of the topics of his research papers focusing on Sarvastivada are the category of Chitta Viprayukta Samskara in the Abhidharmavatar, the Abhidhamma controversy on visual perception, the Vaibhasika theory of temporality, Sahabhu, Hetu, causality and Sarvastivada, etc. On account of his scholarships and expertise on Buddhist philosophy in general and Sarvastivada Abhidharma in particular, Venerable Professor has earned his international recognition and multiple prestigious awards, fellowships, professorships and honors
from esteemed universities in the world. Once, the University of Kelaniya in Sri Lanka, admiring the typical contribution made by him for its betterment and the upliftment of Buddhist academics, awarded him with an honorary Doctor of Literature degree at its 137th convocation. Among such achievements, another is the glorious son, endowed professorship in Buddhist studies, awarded to him by the University of Hong Kong. His teaching career started as a lecturer in the University of Kelaniya in Sri Lanka. He also serves as the honorary rector in the International Buddhist College, IBC, Thailand, while holding the simultaneous such posts such as visiting professor of Postgraduate University, Taiwan, founder and chairman of the Buddha Dharma Center of Hong Kong, affiliated to the Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies, University of Kelaniya, director of Compassion Buddhist Institute of Bangladesh, affiliated to the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka, founding editor of an annual academic journal, Journal of Buddhist Studies, published by the Center for Buddhist Studies, Sri Lanka. Finally, I would like to draw your attention on a novel statement appearing in the Majjhima Nikaya Atthakatha regarding great personals as Settoko Puggalo hi Sindavajaniyo Padang Kottetto Vigacchati. A great person is as same as a horse belonging to the greatest horse family, that is Sindava or Sindavajaniya, which often gets very clear footsteps on the earth when walking. Similarly, people can see indelible sharp good marks that the proper intelligentsia puts in the careers of their lives when observing it. In the same way, it is very clear that our venerable professor has also marked a lot of precious signs in his scholarly life. Therefore, with this, I am sure we all can be happy thinking that we have selected the most suitable eminent scholar as the guest speaker for this international conference. Today, Venerable Professor Dhammajoti will be sharing his insights on collective karma, intersubjectivity and collective responsibility, in which the Buddhist approach and teachings with reference to the karmic law, one of the key topics in Buddhism, and other concepts would correctly and authentically be discussed for better understanding and innovative aspects of our life and human conduct. Dear audience, please join me in welcoming him to the stage. Venerable, it is over to you. Thank you.
While we're waiting for the projection to be set up, and I'd like to use these few minutes, first of all, to express my thanks, my gratitude for the organizing committee of this conference to invite me for this speech. And also in particular, I'd like to thank Venerable Professor Interdisciplinary, the Dean of the Graduate Study of this university, who was so keen and convinced me that I must participate. So I'm very pleased that today I'm here to share some of my thoughts with you. You saw on the pamphlet a description of my talk, but that was actually only a small synopsis. I'm afraid that I have the bad habit of being very wordy, and the actual talk is actually very lengthy, and I don't think I have time to expound in detail. So I think if I expound it, it will take 2-3 hours. So what I'll do is mostly I'll be reading from the PPT, but here and there, where necessary, I will add a few more. We are still waiting, so I will continue to make a couple of remarks. At the very beginning, this is a conference that is intended to be interdisciplinary studies conference. I must say I'm not very good in this interdisciplinary kind of discussions. I have taken part many times, but my main concern is actually the true understanding of the Buddha's Dhamma in there. I think that it's very good, yes, especially in the context of the modern Buddhist scholarship, to make interdisciplinary comparative studies involving Buddhism with other contemporary fields of research. But I think there is a very important principle to observe. That is that we must not be over-enthusiastic, overwhelmed with modern, particularly Western or Westernized theories and their propositions in the modern disciplines. I think they are good. We have a lot to learn from them, but if you want to make comparative study of Buddhism, you must make sure that you don't distort the true message of the Buddha. That's my concern. So that means that first of all, we must ourselves properly fathom, fully comprehend the Buddha's message and the Buddhist traditions. That is the first premise. It's on the basis of this that we can proceed to be benefited by such interdisciplinary studies. I've seen many of these studies taking place, which are mostly very superficial. And they mention a few words, some key terms from Buddhism, and they don't seem to really, in many cases at least, I feel that they have not properly grasped the significance of the teaching, but superficially they make comparisons and say, what is said in this discipline equals what is said in the Dhamma, this particular Dhamma, and so on. I think it's a very, I must say, it's a very dangerous trend. Yeah? So we have to avoid that. In brief, I think we can say that we should learn not to, like the ordinary, normal saying goes, not to fit facts into theories. So now we must observe the principle of not fitting modern finding in the ordinary disciplines in the contemporary period into the true Dhamma of the Buddha. we have to recognize that there are areas into which we can't, at our stage, as ordinary human beings, we can't even fully fathom and fully comprehend. So we must humbly first learn as much as possible to make sure that we are not distorting, just out of enthusiasm for these modern ideas. So these are the few words I like to begin with in this context of the interdisciplinary conference on Buddhist studies. The content of the lecture, let me go through it quickly. This lecture discusses the concept of collective karma. I think it's a very important topic, and I deeply believe in karma. Yeah? So in the sense of this topic in Theravada, Sarvastivada, and the Mahayana Yogacara, it is not even it cannot be claimed to be a fully comprehensive study because there are so many things that we go into. But I will highlight a few points in the process of development of this doctrine, beginning with Theravada. So I want to share with you some of the philosophical implications, particularly in this context of intersubjectivity. The recognition that we are all interconnected, and that certainly is in line with the Buddha's central teaching of Paticca Samuppada. And when we look into the development of the doctrine of collective karma, we can see that they're trying to work out the implications of this interconnection among all sentient beings. How do we come to be mutually conditioned and affected? How do we come to experience even the external phenomena that are commonly shared? This is an extremely interesting investigation. As I said, this lecture is only preliminary, although I think it contains a lot of material. It will show that in the case of Theravada, it is only in Dhammapala's Atthakatha that you can see a proper mention, an explicit mention of this doctrine. You could say that this mention perhaps started in the Vimukti Magga, and that is not the text, not the Visuddhi Magga of Buddha Gosha. So that means that in the Mahavihara tradition, it was not accepted. Even in Vimukti Magga, it was mentioned quite clearly what this doctrine entails, but immediately after mentioning it, the Vimukti Magga also likewise rejected. So the early Theravada traditions, including the commentary and commentary traditions, did not accept this doctrine. And we shall see that in fact Buddha Kosa, in his commentaries, he avoided this term. He didn't explain things in terms of collective dharma. The term is sadharana karma. He avoided that term, especially in such terms, and he talks about utu samuttan, origination through season. And of course he uses the term also karma pachaya. But he, as I said, avoids the term sadharana dhamma. That's very interesting. And eventually, however, we see that in Dhammapala's commentary, as I already said, it's very interesting. He has no hesitation to use this term. He explains externally shared phenomena in terms of sadharana dhamma. And he seems to also try to add this doctrine on top of even Buddha Gosha's explanation, which is in terms of season origination of external phenomena. I shall now just put one or two places. And it's in my PPT, and if you are interested, you can see the whole text. It's quite long. A lot of very concrete. I put up the Katawatu, where the discussion on Komini Karma. It's not the exact term he uses, but it speaks of the uniqueness of individual karma. Somebody does a karma, he himself specifically receives the maturation, the vipaka. You can't have one person doing a karma, then the vipaka of that is experienced by another person. So if that is rejected, and there are various other implications, like how do we explain that the world, for instance, the mountains, the rivers, and the countries, and our crises, all this commonly experienced. Yeah? So of course they have the way of explaining things. And as I said, in any case, Buddha avoids this concept of collective karma, but it seems to be struggling to use some way of explanations that could be interpreted, at least by others, as collective karma. But he never uses the term as such. But that's not so in the case of Dhammapada. For instance, I just pick up one of the examples that I've given, various other examples. Now, in a discussion on the Asura Bhavana. Asura Bhavana means the mentions of the Asuras, the terraces of Asuras. Asuras were at loggerheads with the Devas, and they were expelled from the Tower Kingdom, and they moved, they shifted to their Asura Bhavana. So how did the Asura Bhavana come about? Buddha Kosa explained like this. This is the commentary on the Sakadavaka section on the Asuras. And he says, at this time, there arose for them an Asura abode on the lowest plain of Mount Sineru. That is, Sumeru usually we understand it as. Which is, he said, Kamma condition, season originator. The term is Kamma Achaya Utu Samutana. This is how he explains it. Yeah? And you can see that it is a bit vague, because he uses both the term karma condition, and then he also speaks of Utu Samutana. So what's the connection with these two? Is it mainly or fundamentally karma achaya? If that is so, how to explain without alluding to the concept of collective karma? Collective karma means we shall see in a couple of minutes karma that is performed by various individuals, right? And together bringing about a particular result. Yeah, and then we see that here, however, in elsewhere he also tends to, as I said, try to interpret it without using the concept of collective karma. He interprets such phenomena. I will give you another example in the Khandavaka in the Samudra Nikaya, and on the commentary on the Valahaka Samyutta. There he speaks of 5 types of Valahaka Kayika Deva. There's a group of deities who are cloud dwelling. Yeah? Among them, one type called the Vasa. Valahakas are the deities who cause rain, or make rain fall. Now Buddha also says like this. And he distinguishes 2 types of rain, the rains that fall regularly in the regular season, and the type of rains that may be said to be abnormal or out of season. Yeah? And he said the former that rain that fall at appropriate time, yeah, is season originated, mutu samutana. On the other hand, now we make a distinction that normal types of rain is rainfall caused by power of the Deva. Deva Anubhava. So still he avoids the idea of Kali Karma causing rain to fall and in a special way, in a normal way. It's very interesting that in this context, when we come to Dhammapada's Tika, I said that Dhammapada's Atakatha and the Vimana Atakatha, you can see that his explanation in terms of Kali Karma is exceptional. Only he did like that, and that was the only place in Atakatha literature where you can find this kind of Theravada explanation. And when you come to his Tata, the Dika and the Dikas of other scholars, the concept of common or collective karma becomes well accepted. So referring to the earlier context I was talking about, in returning to Valahaka Samyukta, you cannot solve that one? No? No, I want. So I apologize that the slides are not in display. I hope you can understand me because these are quite involved and I try to simplify it. So I was saying that when you compare about that same phenomena, yeah, description, Dhammapada's Tika is very different. He doesn't hesitate to use the concept of Kali Karma. And he says, the Buddha Goswami says, Utu Samuttanam Eva. It just originated by way of season. Now he adds, what is meant by this phrase, Utu Samuttanam Eva iti, is what was meant by that. And he says, Ahara is Ahara Rupa Jivanam. Let me hope that is working. I don't want to waste time on people, yes? And he explained that term used by Buddha Goswami, right? Udu Samutana Eva. What does it mean? He added this Ahara Upa Divinam Satanam Sadharana Kamma Upanishad. That is with the support of Sadharana Kamma Udu Samutana Eva. Udu Samutana Eva means it is season originated only, right, on the support of Upanishad, on the support of Sadharana Kamma. That's a very interesting yeah. It's still not working properly, but so I want to tell you the development, right? I said in the Theravada Sutta you don't see the term collective karma. In the Atakatha also you don't see that. Perhaps you can see that it occurred for the first time in a text called Vimukti Makka. We know that that text was composed in India. Yeah? And it is said to belong to the Abhayagiri tradition, not the Mahavira tradition. And then, of course, you see that. So, the idea of perhaps collective karma could have been influenced by doctrines Buddhist doctrine developed at that time in India. It was brought into the Theravada tradition. But so Dhammapada also, Buddha also, Dhammapada, they all came from India. When you come to the Dhammapada text, then he suddenly has accepted this text and he speaks in terms of Karma. That's what I was trying to tell you just now. And he interpreted Buddha Ghosa commentary, the Atthakatha, about the phenomena as being Utu Samuttanam Eva. He said that Utu Samuttanam may never mean that Ahara Upajivinam Sattanam Sadharana Kama Upanishad, supported by or independent on Sadharana Kama. In that way, Buddha Samuttanam. So clearly he had introduced and speaks in terms of this concept. And we see many examples in the Tika and Anutika. You look into these texts, nowadays they are available in at least the Burmese tradition. In the now it's very easy on the internet. You can see them everywhere, many places. We are not going to. I have several examples, but I will skip them. So, Dhammapada certainly, in Tika and also particularly represented by Dhammapada, certainly it indicated the cause of this phenomena like the living beings, you see, living beings, Satana, living beings who are born dead and who are enjoying thereupon. So, unspecified living beings, but living beings who collectively contribute to the phenomena, right? And the earth and so on, the land on which they live, yeah? And on the food they share. So this is the concept of the karma that is very clearly enunciated in Dhammapada, Tika, and others. When you come to the northern tradition is very interesting. The concept of the doctrine is highly developed, really underscored. The Sarvastivada, when you, for instance, look at the Abhidhammakosa Bhashya, composed by Vaddapandhu, although it's in the 5th century, but he took material from the Mahayusa, Vibhasa, and the earlier canonical Abhidharma texts. Yeah? And many of his explanations represent the orthodox precision of Sarvastivada. So they say that everything, whether sentient or non-sentient, so human being and the Vajanoga means the environment, right, in which we live, they are all, without exception, born of karma. So it says like this, oh, that's good now. Oh, I can find it. I can't use this computer also. So I was introducing you to the period of development in the northern tradition now. Outside the Pali tradition, we find this doctrine of corrected karma very much developed. In the Abhidhammakosa it says that everything sentient, non-sentient are born of karma. Yeah? But they make a distinction between these two types of karma, the result of this two types of karma. Whereas the result or the phala, the fruit of individual karma, you and I perform our own karma, is called vipaka. It's maturation. Yeah? And is uniquely connected with our stream of consciousness flow. On the other hand, the effect of collective karma is not called vipassana. They don't use that term. They say they're not vipassana. So what is it called? It's called adipati Pali. Yeah? So the fruit of dominance. Adipati is a very important term, and it started as a very humble member, if you like, of the four pachaya. Adipati pachaya is one of the four types of pachaya in the doctrine of causality. But eventually the idea of adipati pachaya or adipati pratyayata become very important. Why is that? Because it accounts for interconnection, intersubjectivity among all sentient beings. So many phenomena can be explained in terms of our mutual interconnection, mutual influence. We influence one another. That bring out the aspect very clearly, very powerful. In fact, we find that this concept is used to explain the Mahayana doctrine of Vijnaptimahutta. I hope I have time to give you one or two examples. So, the Mahavibhasa you can see here, Mahavibhasa is a Greek commentary and completed around the middle of the 2nd century AD, but the materials can be traced back to well before the Christian era. So the material that went into this commentary were very ancient. That's why it's very valuable, and that is extant only in Chinese. Yeah? So we value Buddha Goswa's material and commentary, the tradition that he have preserved in his text. But in any case, Buddha's also commentaries are composed around the 5th century. And here we have a wealth of material in the Chinese, and part of it also can be traced to the Sanskrit also. Clearly, even before the Christian era. So this is Mahavibhasa. And it speaks of the world coming, the evolution of the world, everything is, the destruction of the world cycle, everything is explained in terms of collective karma. Yeah? So the clear distinction is this: what pertains to sentient being is produced by individual karma. But what pertains to the non-sentient, that is, the environment, the mountains, the country, the river, and so on, is produced by collective karma. When the collective karma of sentient beings come to be accumulated, this is a technical term, upachitta, I don't have time to talk about it, the whole process of our karmic efficacy being enhanced progressively. So you come to a time when it's fully or properly upachitta, then this world will be formed. Right? And when this collective karma, explained in terms of collective karma, comes to be exhausted, the world will be destroyed. So the question asks, why? How do you say that? The big question is, what is meant by numerous individuals contributing to the fruit of a collective karma? Okay, you don't call it vipaka, but you recognize that there is a fruit that is commonly enjoyed, right? And so it raises a very important question as to how it is possible for different types of karma performed by different individuals together bringing about common fruit. So they are struggling to explain it, but the explanations do not seem to be very satisfactory. Basically what they say is that it's from collective karma because it is shared commonly. So that is not a direct explanation, right? But how does it come about? That is not accounted for. Right? However, you can see that they continuously try to explain it. And okay, to cut time, now we have spent quite a lot of time. When we come to the Yogacara, you see that the idea of Parikarma also pretty is pretty developed, but there is a big difference in the way they explain Parikarma. They will not say like the Sarvastivadis that various karmas together bring about a single common result. What they say is that each individual karma is still individual. But there is this fact of adipati pratyayata, of interconnectivity, intersubjectivity, that contributes to the same experience or similar experience, because we have a group of individuals have similar karmas. So when conditions arrive, a common phenomena is observed, or a seemingly common phenomena, seemingly objective outside phenomena. But in fact, the individual contribution is still individual. So you have various, parallelly we have various individual karmas, but they, through the fact of mutual connection, intersubjectivity, they bring about a common phenomenon. So that common phenomena is experienced by each individual also individually. You experience the world, your experience is different from my experience, and different from his and your experience. But we do experience a similar appearance to the world. That's because of similarity in our karma. So now they explain it with a very interesting simile, the simile of the light, the lamp. I don't know how to put it. Now you say, anyway, there are enough display for me to discuss with you now. So, in this room, if there's one lamp, that means one light. If there are many lamps, then there will be many lights emitters. These many light emitters come together to form a powerful light, a powerful light beam, a powerful brilliance. Yeah? But in actual fact, the light emitted by each individual is still each individual. But because of the karma and because of the interconnected, intersubjective relationship, connection in our similar karma, we see the same bright light. So if one light goes off, it still doesn't affect the appearance of the powerful brilliance. So this is a famous simile of light. Where do you find it? You find it given in a text called Chen Wei Shi Lun. That is the Vinyati Mahasiddhi, the version that is compiled by the Greek master Xuanzang in China. And he is said to have composed the commentaries to establish, to prove the doctrine of Vinyati Mahasa. That is to say, everything that we observe outside, we experience outside, thinking that they are actually outside, in fact they are not outside. It's all from our mind. Yeah, that's called Vinyati Mahasa. So, conditionally that doctrine, and there you find this simile very clearly given. Yeah, I hope that will help you to understand. So there's a difference between the Sarvastiva version and the Yogacara Mahayana version. In the case of both speak of Parikarma, right? But in the case of the Sarvastivada, they don't explain properly whether it is a case of each individual pushing the karma and collectively coming to experience the same karma. But in the example I've given you, in the simile of the bright beam of light contributed by different polar light, the whole idea becomes different. So the point is, in both cases, Sarasvata and Yogacara, they both try to explain that you can't understand our experience, common experience of the outside world without the concept of collective karma, but the concept of collective karma does not contradict the principle of individual karmic responsibility. It's still each person having each specific karma and experiencing a specific corresponding effect. But there is at the same time inter-subjectivity, interconnectivity, and that is expressed by the notion of Anyonya Adipati Pratyayata. And because of that fact, we influence each other. So this idea of, I want to go on to say, but I don't think I have more time to do than to say that in the development of the concept of collective karma, that integral part that I mentioned, that is the component called Anyonya Adipati Pratyayata, becomes very, very important. It explains so many things, how we affect, we interact with each other, how in fact even our mental states come to be modified when we interact with different beings. So that concept came to be amplified in the development of collective karma, but it is used in an even more general way to explain, to emphasize the fact of intersubjectivity. Okay, now I will just give you only one final example from the Yogacara, how they utilize this idea. Yeah, originally an integral part, component of the expositional structure of the doctrine of collective karma, and this component called Anyonya Adipati Pratyayata, how it comes to be amplified and used even to establish, right, or support their doctrine of Vinyati Matra. Remember, the doctrine of Vinyati Matra means that what we consider to be artha, outside, external object, are in fact not external. They're all for our mind, but we each project our own mental content. Yeah? Then how do they, if that's the case, how do we explain some phenomena like some interesting objection raised by the opponents like this? Okay, in Buddhism, for that matter, in any religious tradition, we recognize the fact that we can learn from Karanimitta, right? We gain positive influence and we progress spiritually. On the other hand, if we are subjected to the influence of the Papa mitras, evil friends, we go downward. So there is a definite influence because there is definitely Guru and Shishya and definite interaction. These things must be real, right? For the fact of spiritual progress and ultimately liberation to be accounted for properly. But in your system, you are saying that there is no object outside. So the so-called Guru and teacher and students are learning and all these things are simply a project of mind. Is that true? If that is true, how do we explain that? How do we explain that your doctrine of Vinyati Matra can be supported? Yeah. So they say, yeah, everything actually is a matter of interaction, matter of this Adipati Pratyayata among the consciousness streams of different individuals. Yeah. So the Guru and the teachers each has his or her own conscious stream. Yeah. And the teacher wanted to learn, giving that mentality and giving the right conditions. Yeah. And that has an impact on the teacher. The teacher teaching also likewise, teaching wanting to benefit the student in very specific way. So all these things are actually in terms of mutual conditioning. And finally, in the consciousness of the student, also on the Guru, yeah, you have this phenomena of spiritual teaching, spiritual learning, spiritual benefit, and spiritual progress. So it means also that in their conception of our encounter with the Buddha in Buddha land, how do you account for this? Certainly it's not a case of illusion, nor is it a case of objective. Actually, Buddha outside, student outside, experience outside, and the interacting with the Buddha or the Buddhists and the Bodhisattva is all explained through this step of Anyonya Adipati Kriya. So in this case, there's a mutual influence, positive or negative. I think that's all I have time for, and I will just read through my conclusion now. Yeah. That's it. I hope you can follow me. One, well, collective responsibility is very much stressed in the Pali canon. So it's true, we look at the teaching of Sama, Jiva, even teaching of Buddhism. Clearly, it presupposes the emphasis on interpersonal influence. We affect the world. We affect the society. The society also, the train of study affects that. So there's no teaching of Pali karma in the Pali canon, not even in Atha Katha, except I told you one exception is the Dhammapada one. Yeah, but the stress on collective responsibility is certainly explicit in the early one. And in the commentary attributed to Buddhaghosa, we saw he avoids the terms collective karma, sadharana karma. He avoids that term, and he speaks in terms of, he explains the environmental phenomena as being karma condition, karma pachaya, and putu samutta. That is his feature of explanation. And we saw that in Dhammapala's commentary is different, very different, and he clearly, without hesitation, he uses the explanation of Karma. Then we come to Sarvasthita Mahayana. The doctrine of karma is very much developed, but they make a decision between the fruit of individual karma and collective karma. Individual karma is said to be vipaka, but collective karma is not called vipaka, but called adipati phala, the fruit of. The gradual development of the collective karma doctrine could be seen as a Buddhist attempt to comprehend the Buddhist conviction of intersubjective conditioning, and the human relationship to the lecturer. This will continue to be our concern even in modern times, even in your interdisciplinary studies. Yeah? How are we related to one another? Yeah? Psychologically, you might say, sociologically, even spiritually. How are we related to the environment? Today, I think some modern quantum physicists are proposing that in fact the environment, the so-called non-sentient entities, they also have some form of consciousness. Then, in the collective karma doctrine, the notion of mutual conditionality by way of this adipati pratyaya, common influence among beings, is underscored and greatly developed, and it significantly also contributed to the exposition of the Yogacara doctrine of Nyati Mata. I think I have to stop here now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. So let us cordially welcome His Excellency the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Mr. Santosh Jha. So now, sit back and relax. It's time to immerse ourselves in the vibrancy of culture and witness a captivating performance that celebrates the beauty and harmony of our collective heritage. This is presented by the dancing troupe of the Army Camp Panagoda. enjoy the show.
දවසේ ප්‍රමුඛ දේශනය පැවැත්වූ ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට අපේ පූජෝපහාරය ඒ වගේම මෙම දේශනය අතරතුර සිදු වූ තාක්ෂණික දෝෂය පිළිබඳව අපි කනගාටුව පළ කරනවා. මෙම උත්සව සභාවේ ඊළඟ අංගයට ප්‍රවිෂ්ඨ වීමට අපි අපේක්ෂාව ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාවේ පනාගොඩ යුද හමුදා කඳවුරේ නර්තන කණ්ඩායම ඉදිරිපත් කරන වෙස්ට් නැටුම නැරඹීමට ඔබට දැන් අවස්ථාව. ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාවේ පනාගොඩ යුද හමුදා කඳවුරේ නතර කණ්ඩායමට අපේ ස්තුතිය ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය වෙනුවෙන් මෙම සමුළුවේ ඉතාම වැදගත් කාර්ය හැටියට සැලකෙන්නේ පරීක්ෂණ පත්‍රිකා විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉදිරිපත් කරමින් අත්දින සමුළුවට සම්බන්ධ වෙන පිරිසේ පරීක්ෂණ සොයා ගැනීම ඒවා ඇතුළත් කරලා නිර්මාණය කරපු පරීක්ෂණ සාර සංක්ෂේප ඇතුළත් ග්‍රන්ථය එළිදැක්වීමේ අවස්ථාවයි ලැබිලා තියෙන්නේ. එම කමිටුවේ සභාපතිත්වයේ දැරූ ආචාර්ය ඉන්දිවරි වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මයට සහ එම කමිටුවේ සමාජිකත්වයේ දැරූ ආචාර්ය නිමාලි ප්‍රියංකා මහත්මියට අපි ඉතා ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ සකස් කරගත් සාර සංක්ෂේප ග්‍රන්ථය පිළිගැන්වීම සිදු කරන හැටියට පිළිගන්වමින් එය එළිදැක්වීම සිදු කරන හැටියට.
As we gather here for this academic conference, it is imperative that we recognize the significance of the conference proceedings as they encapsulate the wealth of knowledge, research, and ideas that will be shared today during our time together. This cordial invitation is to the senior lecturer, Dr. Interdisciplinary Vikramasinghe, head of the Department of Language Skills Development and President of the Research Committee, to unveil the conference proceedings to the distinguished audience and to share her valuable perspectives on the remarkable endeavor. And at the same time, we invite the senior lecturer, Dr. Nimali Priyangika of the Research Committee, to assist her.
The Vice Chancellor of the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka, Venerable Professor Sumanavansa, the keynote speaker, Venerable Emeritus Professor K. Dhammajoti, and the members of the Mahasangha, the guest of honor, the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, His Excellency Mr. Santosh Jha, and other distinguished guests, academic and non-academic staff members of Buddhist and Pali University, presenters, participants of ICPR 2024. It is a privilege to stand before you today as the Chief Editor of the Conference Proceedings for the International Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research 2024. On this significant moment, we officially launch the ICPIR 2024 abstract book. This year, we received an overwhelming response with over 200 abstracts submitted, and we have finalized 80 abstracts after a rigorous double-blind peer review process. In cases where major revisions were requested, the abstracts went through a third round of reviewing, ensuring that we maintain the highest standards of academic integrity. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the reviewers and all the members of the research committee for their valuable contributions and diligence in this process. The proceedings we are launching today span an impressive range of disciplines, including Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist psychology, Buddhist culture, Pali, Sanskrit, Sinhala, education and pedagogy, English, linguistics and various language studies such as Chinese, Hindi, Japanese, Tamil, Korean, and French. This diversity reflects our commitment to promoting interdisciplinary research, while giving priority to Buddhism and related studies, which remain at the heart of this conference. We are proud to have contributions from local and international institutions, showcasing the global relevance of our conference. Finally, I am pleased to inform you that we will be publishing a post-proceedings journal with the full papers again after a double-blind peer review process, ensuring that the contributions are available for future reference and continued scholarly engagement. On behalf of the editorial team, I extend my best wishes to all the participants of ICPIR 2024. May this conference continue to grow and ensuring research tradition at the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka, contributing to the advancement of knowledge. Thank you, and I wish everyone a successful conference.
පරීක්ෂණ කමිටුවේ සභාපතිනි භාෂා නිපුණතා සංවර්ධන අධ්‍යයනාංශයේ අංශාධිපති ज्येष्ठ කතිකාචාර්ය ආචාර්ය ඉන්දිවැරි පූර්ණිමා වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මිය සහ එම කමිටුවේ සමාජිකවන්ට අපගේ ස්තුතිය න්‍යායපත්‍රානුකූලව ඊළඟට අද දවසේ ප්‍රධාන ආරාධිත දේශනය පැවැත්වීම සඳහා ප්‍රධාන ආරාධිතයා ලෙස අපි සමග සම්බන්ධ වෙන ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ඉන්දියානු මහ කොමසාරිස්තුමා හඳුන්වා දීම සඳහා අපි තා ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා මෙම සමුළුවේ ලේකම් ධෝරය දරන කතිකාචාර්ය සුපුන් කළුආරච්චි මැතිතුමන්ට.
Next on the agenda is the speech by our respected guest of honor, His Excellency the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Mr. Santosh Jha. So, to introduce him, we cordially invite the Conference Secretary, Mr. Lecturer, Mr. Supun Kaluarachi.
Good morning, everyone. Esteemed members of the Mahasangha, respected Vice Chancellor, Deans, Heads of Departments, distinguished dignitaries, including Emeritus Professor K.L. Damajotero, and His Excellency the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Mr. Santosh Jha, professors, senior lecturers, academic staff, non-academic staff, students, and Dhamma friends. It is my great honor to introduce our distinguished guest of honor, His Excellency Santosh Jha, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka. The High Commissioner is a seasoned diplomat whose career is marked by significant contributions to India's international relations. High Commissioner Jha assumed his role in Colombo on 20 December 2023. Before this, he served as the Ambassador of India to European Union, Belgium, and Luxembourg, where he played a key role in strengthening India's ties with Europe. Prior to that, he was the Ambassador of India to Uzbekistan, and he also served as the Deputy Chief of Mission at the Indian Embassy in Washington DC. Notably, High Commissioner Jha is not new to Sri Lanka. From 2007 to 2010, he was a Counselor of Indian High Commission in Colombo, focusing on commercial and economic matters. During that time, he was instrumental in shaping the framework for India and Sri Lanka development cooperation following the end of civil conflict here. In New Delhi, High Commissioner Jha has held several crucial positions, including as key member of the Indian negotiating team for the historic India-US nuclear deal. He also led divisions within the Ministry of External Affairs, where he contributed the formulation of key foreign policy initiatives and the establishment of globally recognized Raisina Dialogue. I think I am correct, it's Raisina Dialogue. With the master's degree in history from the University of Delhi and fluency in several languages including Maithili, Hindi, English, and Russian, High Commissioner Jha brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to his current role. We are truly honored to have him with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming His Excellency High Commissioner Santosh Jha and inviting him to address the gathering. Thank you.
Vice Chancellor, Venerable Professor Neluve Sumana Vansa, Nayaka Thero, Keynote Speaker, Venerable Professor Emeritus K.L. Damajoti Thero, Dean of Postgraduate Studies, Venerable Professor Moragola Gama Upara Thero, Head of the Department of Sanskrit, Venerable Dr. Mavanagama Devananda Thero, Venerable Professors, students, members of Mahasangha, delegates from different countries, university officials, ladies and gentlemen. Ayubovan, Namaskar, good morning. It is a distinct honor for me to be present here among scholars of Buddhist philosophy and Buddhist culture, Pali and Sanskrit studies, religious studies, archaeology, language and literature, linguistics, education and pedagogy at the International Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research 2024. At the outset, let me thank the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka for giving me this opportunity to address such a learned gathering. I am hardly qualified to speak to you on the subject that you study here, but it is special for me personally to be here amongst you. As I myself come from the land where Lord Buddha attained enlightenment. I come from Bihar, and the name of Bihar is derived from the Sanskrit and Pali word Vihara. And the land of Bihar is considered to be the richest one in the context of Buddhism, as it was there that Siddhartha became Lord Buddha. Subsequently, Bihar remained at the center of propagation of Buddhism. Bihar was the seat of the empire of Ashoka, whose son Mahinda and daughter Sandamitra brought the gift of Dhamma to Sri Lanka. His capital, Patliputra, is the modern-day capital of Bihar, Patna, from where I come from. I recall when my Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, visited Sri Lanka to inaugurate the Vesak festivities in 2017. He mentioned that the friendship between India and Sri Lanka was etched in time by the great master. Buddhism imparts an ever-present radiance to our relationship. As Buddha had himself said, the gift of Dhamma is the biggest gift of all. While the gift of Dhamma came to Sri Lanka from India centuries later, Anagakarika Dhamapala undertook a similar journey, but this time from Sri Lanka to India, to revive the spirit of Buddha in the land of its origin. Today, Sri Lanka takes pride, and rightly so, in being among the most important nerve centers of Buddhist teachings and learnings. The Buddhist and Pali University is a torchbearer in this regard. With its renowned departments of Sanskrit and Pali, the university holds immense significance in Buddhist studies. Pali is the language of Theravada Buddhist canon, the Pitaka, containing the earliest Buddhist scriptures. Sanskrit, on the other hand, is used in Mahayana and Vajrayana texts, making both languages crucial for understanding Buddhist teachings. Sanskrit and Pali facilitated the spread of Buddhism across Asia. Core Buddhist concepts like Dharma, Karma, Nirvana, and Dhamma, Karma, Nibbana in Pali are rooted in these languages, helping scholars accurately interpret Buddhist philosophy. Pali and Sanskrit texts offer insights into the historical and cultural context in which Buddhism evolved, helping scholars trace the development of Buddhism, Buddhist doctrines over time. Understanding Pali and Sanskrit also provides a linguistic bridge to other ancient languages, enhancing the study of related religious and philosophical traditions. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, in order to further deepen the shared Buddhist heritage between our two countries, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi announced a special grant of $15 million for the promotion of Buddhism between India and Sri Lanka in September 2020. Besides other initiatives, under this assistance, we are currently in the process of establishing free solar electrification for more than 10,000 Buddhist temples and pirivanas across Sri Lanka. In the recent past, we have held expositions of Kapilvastu and Sarnath relics from India in Sri Lanka. Similarly, relics from Postgraduate Vihara have been exhibited in India. In fact, do you know that the inaugural flight to the newly opened international airport at Pushkala in India, the place of Lord Buddha's Mahaparinirvana, was from Sri Lanka, and this flight carried the venerated relics from the Postgraduate Vihara for exposition in India in 2021. The relics were again exhibited in India for millions of devotees in February 2024. The Government of India also sponsors pilgrimage trips and special visits for Sri Lankan devotees to the Buddhist circuit in India. The sites along the Buddhist circuit are being exhibited also in a mobile photo exhibition at different temples on each Poya day for this year in Sri Lanka. The exhibition has already reached thousands of devotees. We at the High Commission, along with our consulates and the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center, engage actively in celebration of festivals related to Buddhism by participating in display of lanterns, organizing dhammasalas, alms giving, etc. This Vesak, we put up the first of its kind digital exhibition curated by the National Gallery of Modern Art, New Delhi, at the Buddha Rashmi Vesak Zone in Colombo. Given we are amongst language experts, the launch of Sinhala translation of Jataka tales in audio format by our cultural center deserves a special mention. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, as close neighbors, our relationship draws its strength as much through our interconnected values of Buddhism as it does from the limitless possibilities of our shared future. Ours is a friendship that lives in the hearts of people and in the fabric of our societies. Our strength lies in sharing our knowledge, capacity, and prosperity. From Dhamma to digital technology, our relationship spreads across many layers and domains. We are working to enhance connectivity, deepen economic engagement, upgrade trade and investment ties, further cultural and educational cooperation, expand tourism, and people-to-people contacts. Let me say that those who sometimes raise objections to promoting and deepening this timeless connectivity between us in the modern era that we are now trying are working against our shared history and tradition. If we were not connected in the past, how would the gift of Buddhism travel across our shared borders? What about Ayurveda and the ancient knowledge and heritage that we so proudly claim that we share between us? To conclude, let me say that the foundation of our shared Buddhist heritage provides the strength to the ever-expanding edifice of India-Sri Lanka relations. We depend on your scholarship to continue strengthening this foundation. We also would like to encourage you to speak for deepening our historic ties. Let me once again thank the organizers for bringing together scholars from across the international conference. I'm sure the proceedings will be very useful and help people in better understanding of the subjects that you will be discussing. I wish the conference and all the participants all success. Dhanyavad, Stuti, thank you.
Thank you so much, dear sir. So let's move on to the presentation of tokens of appreciation. I respectfully invite the Vice Chancellor, Venerable Professor Nelue Sumanavansha Thero, to present the token of appreciation to the keynote speaker, Emeritus Professor K.L. Dhammajyothi Thero.
ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ඉන්දියානු මහ කොමසාරිස්තුමාට අපි ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය. ඊළඟට අපි කැමති අද දවසේ ප්‍රමුඛ දේශනය පැවැත්වූ පාලාලාම්පුරෙහි ධම්මජෝති හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයෙන් පිරිනමන සමරු ඵලකය පිළිගැන්වීම සඳහා ගෞරවනීය මහෝපාද්‍යයන් වහන්සේට ආරාධනා කිරීමයි. ගෞරවනීය මහෝපාද්‍යයන් වහන්සේ විසින් එම සමරු ඵලකය උන්වහන්සේට පිළිගන්වනු ඇති.
Now, we cordially invite the Dean of the Faculty of Graduate Studies, Venerable Professor Monagollaga Uparatana Thero, to offer a token of appreciation to His Excellency the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Mr. Santosh Jha.
අද දවසේ මෙම උත්සව සභාව වර්ණ ගැනීමට සම්බන්ධ වුණු ලංකාවේ ඉන්දියානු මහ කොමසාරිස්තුමාට විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයෙන් පෙරනමන සමරු ඵලකය පිළිගැන්වීම සඳහා අපි තා ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ හා පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ පශ්චාත් අධ්‍යයන පීඨයේ පීඨාධිපති මහාචාර්ය මොරගොල්ලාගම උපරතන හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට. මෙම උත්සව සභාවේ වැඩ කටයුතු ක්‍රමානුකූලව අවසන් අදියරටයි ළඟ තිබෙන්නේ. අද දවසේ පරීක්ෂණ පත්‍රිකා ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමේ සැසි වලට ගමන් කිරීමට පෙර මෙම උත්සව සභාවේ අවසන් අංගයට අපි සැපැමිණ තිබෙනවා. අද දින මේ උත්සව සභාවට සම්බන්ධ වූ සහ විවිධ ආකාරයෙන් දායකත්වයේ සැපයූ සියලු දෙනාටම ස්තුතිය පළ කිරීම සඳහා ස්තුති කතාව පැවැත්වීමට මම ඉතා ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා. මෙම සමුදුවේ ලේකම් ධූරය දැරූ දරණ කතිකාචාර්ය සුපුන් කළුආරච්චි මැතිතුමන්ට.
As we have come to the end of the inauguration of the International Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research 2024, let us invite a person to whom we are deeply grateful for his tireless efforts and the passion to have poured into making this event a remarkable success. We invite the Conference Secretary Lecturer Mr. Supun Kaluarachi on the stage for the vote of thanks.
Good morning everyone again. Esteemed members of the Mahasangha, respected Vice Chancellor, Deans, Heads of Departments, distinguished dignitaries including Venerable K.L. Dhammajyothi Thero and His Excellency the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Santosh Jha, and professors, senior lecturers, academic and non-academic staff, students and Dhamma friends. As we bring this exceptional inauguration to a close, it is my honor to extend our deepest gratitude to all who have contributed to marking this event resounding success. But I think we are badly behind the time. I have a long list of people who have contributed for the success of this conference. But I'm going to shorten my word of thanks. I'm very sorry for making this brief word of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to extend my gratitude and sincere thanks to Venerable Vice Chancellor Thero, Most Venerable Vice Chancellor Thero, his visionary guidance and advices for making this conference success was more important and instrumental in bringing the conference to the fruition. Therefore, we should convey our gratitude and thank to our Venerable Vice Chancellor Theo. And also, I should extend my heartfelt thanks to the Deans of Faculties, the Dean of the Faculty of Postgraduate Studies, Dean of the Faculty of Buddhist Studies, and the Dean of the Faculty of Language Studies. These three deans are four remarkable officials at our university, and they have contributed very much to make this conference a success. Therefore, we should extend our gratitude and heartfelt thanks to these deans. In addition, our sincere gratitude goes to CQB Director, Venerable Professor Wawe Dhammarakithatero, and librarian WWK Lalit, Dr. Lalit, and they have been some crucial characters in making this conference a success and giving advices and putting this conference to the correct track. Therefore, I extend my sincere thanks to these special bodies who are the members of the advisory board. We also wish to thank conference chair, Thero, and treasurer and the coordinator, and their unity of making all the negotiations related to the matters of this conference and making this conference a success should be really appreciated. Therefore, I convey my sincere thanks to these special bodies of the conference. A special thanks should be conveyed to the keynote speaker, Most Venerable Professor K.L. Dhammajyothithero. His profound insight and scholarly contribution has bring this conference a great enrichment. We also honor to extend our gratitude to His Excellency High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka as our guest of honor, and his presence has added a distinguished touch to our event. Therefore, I convey my gratitude and sincere thanks even to His Excellency the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka. In addition, we had many committees, organizing committees in organizing this international conference, and altogether there were 12 committees, and each committee had a committee president, sometimes two committee presidents, co-presidents. All these presidents have taken the responsibility in making this conference success, and all the duties assigned to them have been duly and timely done. Therefore, we could bring this conference as a successful conference. Therefore, I should convey my sincere thanks even without naming them. I sincerely convey my thanks to them. Our deepest gratitude extend to review panel as well, consisting of 84 highly qualified academic staff from over 12 prestigious universities of Sri Lanka, and they have provided and given their contribution in reviewing all the abstracts and full papers and all these, and therefore their contribution was crucial in reviewing these papers and researchers and finding their core, and finally to produce the proceedings of the conference. Therefore, I sincerely convey my thanks to review panel as well. In addition, my sincere thanks goes to all the participants, all the presenters, and overseas delegates, and overseas presenters, researchers, and everyone who are here today to make your research presentations, and also to give a glance, to give a color to this conference. And your contribution is highly appreciated, and I really thank you for being here. Additionally, we extend our thanks to Registrar and all non-academic staff of the university for their cooperation, and to the Bursa for facilitating financial arrangements smoothly, and it was very important to have smooth financial affairs, so he has given us that contribution. Therefore, I convey my gratitude and sincere thanks even to Bursa of the university. And we also appreciate the Senior Assistant Registrar, Center for External Examination, and Senior Assistant Registrar Administration, Senior Assistant Registrar Student Services, and all their staff for their enthusiastic assistance with all conference-related matters. In addition, finally, I apologize if I have inadvertently missed any name of any person who have contributed for this conference. Your contributions are deeply valued, and this event would not have been possible without the collective efforts of each and every one of you. So this is a teamwork, and the teamwork has become a success because of the contribution of each and every one of the team. So finally, I convey my sincere thanks who have contributed in whatever way for this conference. Thank you very much.
උත්සව සභාවේ අවසන් අභීරට අප එළඹ සිටින්නේ. අවසන් සුත්ති කතාවෙන් පස්සේ අපි මෙම ශාලාවේ පැවැත්වෙනවා සමාරම්භක සැසිය, පරීක්ෂණ සැසිය. ඊට සමගාමීව ශාලා තවත් 7ක සමගාමී සැසි පැවැත්වෙනවා. ඔබට දක්වලා තියෙන පූර්වලින් ඒවා බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම උත්සව සභාවට සම්බන්ධ වෙන ආරාධිත අමුත්තන් සඳහා දිව භෝජනය නව ශාලාවේ සකස් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ සඳහා සහභාගී වන හැටියට ආරාධනා කරමින් මෙහි පැවැත්වෙන සමාරම්භක සැසියට සම්බන්ධ වන හැටියට සියලු දෙනාටම ආරාධනා කරමින් මෙම උත්සව සභාවේ සාර්ථක නිමාව සටහන් කරමින් අපි සම්ප්‍රදායට ගරු කරමින් ජාතික ගීය ගායනා කිරීම සහ ඊට සහභාගී වීම සඳහා මේ සියලු දෙනාට ඉතා ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා.
On behalf of the organizing team, it is our honor to officially declare the inauguration ceremony of International Conference on Postgraduate Interdisciplinary Research 2024 closed. We now look forward to the plenary sessions of the conference, and we respectfully invite you to rise from your seats for the national anthem.